What's going on, everybody? Man Cave here. I know you guys have seen the Jeep before. You guys have seen it. Just a brief overview of what it had before. I've actually done some extensive tweaking to it now, and it's much different. So, I'm going to give you guys a complete walkthrough now of everything that's been done to this. This is based on an axial SCX-10 frame and a 93 Jeep Grand Cherokee body. But other than that, that's where everything draws the line. Everything else is custom. Inside of here we have, as you can see, two batteries. I have a 5,000 milliamp 20C 2-cell LiPo to power the Level 3 Racing dual motor mount setup with dual Novak Terraclaws. And of course the M2 dual dig ESC with fan. And behind that, of course, would be my receiver. And then this little Racer's Edge 3300 milliamp 6-cell nickel metal hydrate runs up here and powers my Bulldog 9300 XT wireless winch. Now, it's also been retrofitted with the Gearheads RC shock relocation kit, which I believe I went into that earlier in the last video, but you've got ridiculous flex with it. And there's a big piece of grass stuck in it. I was out running it yesterday. And coupled with the Gearheads relocation kit, I have Proline Power Stroke shocks all the way around. I've got the stretched 155 interco IROX onto black and red OMF 1.9 Vanquish rims with Rogue Element hubs front and rear, just like Pork Chop has. These are step bars from Jungfak, made specifically for the SCX-10 to give you a more scale look versus the standard plastic side steps. We've got a rear bumper from RC 4-wheel drive. It's a tough armor with spare tire, and yes, I know I'm running nice rims on the truck and a crappy spare. Doesn't really make a difference. And underneath that, I've got the Dinkies RC receiving hitch, which is really neat. For their servo, I'm running my standard 208 high torque Metal Gear servo. Trying to think of what else I've done. It's got the MIP spline CVDs on it. It's a pretty beefy truck. I had it out yesterday for well over an hour and barely put a dent in the 2-cell battery, but as always, I like charging them after every run. So that's going to go up there. That pretty much, also up front paired with the RC 4-wheel drive winch is an RC 4-wheel drive front bumper with a stinger. You guys already knew that from the last video. But I think the truck turned out really awesome, and it's nice and heavy. The dual motors really help. Right here I have a spare Gearheads RC SCX-10 rear shock relocation kit, which basically just consists of two 90-degree brackets for your rear axle, and then a relocation plate that runs right up here on your top crossbar. This is another SCX-10 chassis. Got that, and then I also, from Level 3, I bought the chassis sled guard kit, which looks to be really cool. I'm not putting this one on the Jeep just due to the fact that it sits low enough already. But I'm going to show you guys what I'm working on right now. As if the Jeep wasn't good enough, right here, so far, with this kit, I've got a stock SCX-10 chassis with a modified bell housing on the transmission, Interco 35 turn Pro lathe motor. This transmission I do believe does not have metal gearing all the way on the inside, so therefore I have a hot racing hard steel center gear set for the AX10, which we all know is also the same thing as an AX. And what we're doing here is I'm stretching, well not stretching, seeing how I bought them just specifically because they look awesome. I've got 1.9 Flashpoint tires, which are Russian military style. They're pretty cool looking tire, nice tread pattern, and they are wrapped around my Vanquish SSZ black and machined rims. I have one of those done. I still have to go around all four corners and do that, or the rest of the corners. But this is what's really going to be the cool part about the entire truck. This right here, some of you may already know what this truck is just by looking at the body. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go into detail and show you the interior on it. There is an interior pan and there are LEDs that are inside of it. We go down the length of it, and then to really give it away, there you go. It's a Dale Earnhardt Intimidator SS body, which is going to sit on top of this SCX-10 frame. I still have a lot of work to do ahead of me. I can tell it was already drilled out in the rear for the SCX-10 body posts, so I might end up just doing exactly that and just using body posts. But like I said, I've got the other Flashpoints, which are brand new. And for you guys that liked my G-Made crawler, I'm going to be doing upgrades on that as well. I ordered, let's see, what did I order? A high link, the high link kit for it, which is just bent links. I ordered a skid plate for the bottom, a beefier front steering rod, even though it does have a pretty decent one on it as of right now. I ordered aluminum ends for the portal axles, and I believe a couple other goodies, which I'm not going to go into detail as of right now. But we're gonna take the G-Made up a notch. Since there is decent aftermarket support for it, I figure I might as well throw some stuff at it. Since it is a great crawler, I just need to get a smaller LiPo battery that will actually sit right on it, so I can stop turtling and bring my center of gravity down. I have a feeling that I want to run the XR10 weighted wheels on it too, since I have the Proline TSL Super Swamper 2.2s on it. So that's going to get interesting. And I believe there's one other thing I want to show you guys before I clip this video short. I know you guys are still haven't seen Pork Chop out in action. Well, Pork Chop's been getting some work done to it. These are 2.2 Interco IROC tires, which I have cut out every other lug on the tire. And if you can see it down in here, there are the Vanquish VVDs for the Wraith, which would be the standard AR60 axle, which just complements everything else I have, seeing how it's all Vanquish. And there you go, there's a little shout out there for Chris and the boys at XXX Motorsports. I've installed my aluminum servo horn on it. I've got a Savix digital SC1256 titanium gear. You guys can see my castle setup, but other than that, we're pretty much done. So look for a lot of things in the future, and we'll see you next video.